Welcome back to Master Your Ash. I'm your host, Michael Prisdale, and today I will be pairing the Crux Du Connoisseur, and this is the number 3. Let's take it out of the wrapper. Short and sweet, Crux Du Connoisseur. Number 3. So this is a 5 6/4 by 35 cigar. It legitimately says that on the wrapper. I'm sorry, but 5.625 by 35, just to make it that much more difficult. Couldn't be 5, couldn't be 5.5, had to be 5.625 by 35. But hey, it's number 3. And the number 3 is a very significant number in cigars. That is a traditional size shape. So, thank you, Crux. The Du Connoisseur. This particular cigar has undergone a new band revision, which is kind of cool. It has like the vented sides, almost like a really sporty muscle car. But the original release was in 2014. The stick is about $10 individually. Maybe for the number 3 a little less. I know that they range because there are different sizes, so 8.5, maybe 7, all the way up to 10, depending upon how much of a cigar you're actually buying. We're pairing that with Suntory Toki, right? Japanese whiskey. And in traditional fashion, we're gonna make a highball. So we have our Collins ice cube and our Collins glass ready to go. Suntory Toki Japanese whiskey comes in at 43% alcohol by volume, and it is whiskey that is made at the Chita Distillery. And it is designed to be a little bit bolder in both flavor and in body. So to make a Japanese highball, you simply grab yourself some high quality ginger ale, or in our case, club soda. This is Fever Tree Club Soda. Mix them together, and you're good to go. Ta-da. I'm gonna give it a little one stir. You can express some lemon oils, orange oils, some fresh citrus over the top if you like, but cheers. Delicious, so refreshing. The Japanese highball, the different sojus that are out there, the Chuhai, the Japanese whiskey highballs, just very, very traditional kind of drinks in Japan. And in Japan, most of the whiskeys that you're drinking are usually a little bit lower alcohol by volume than 43%. Specifically, the Suntory Toki is designed to be a whiskey a little bit bolder in flavor, bolder in body, higher ABV than the majority of the Suntory whiskeys. But Suntory, Yamazaki, Taketsuru, the really traditional Japanese whiskey distilleries that are out there, this being the major one, it's just a fantastic expression. And it's super pale in color, very, very light barrel aging, but full in flavor, which is really awesome. And I wanted a Japanese whiskey that wasn't aged too much, because obviously we're smoking a very, very slim Panatela. The reason why I chose the Du Connoisseur, so the larger format smokes I've had since their re-release last year. There was like kind of a period, so 2014, the original release of the Crux Du Connoisseur. Then it kind of stopped for a minute in 2019 amongst some shipping error issues and supply chain issues. Then obviously we had all the supply chain issues thanks to what was going on in the world circa 2020. But the Du Connoisseur, I had the opportunity to smoke for the first time at the PCA trade show in 2021. I tried, I believe it was either the Lonsdale or the Toro size. I'll have to ask my buddy Sam, who works for Crux, which one I tried, but it was definitely a larger format than the number 3. Delicious cigar, very creamy, very nutty. The first initial flavors, and you kind of get this off the initial lighting. Sunflower seeds. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to do a highball. especially with Suntory Toki, because that sunflower seed kind of nuttiness and creaminess, that's what you get off of this cigar. And I think that they pair tremendously well. Other flavors off this cigar on the initial lighting and the first third. Vanilla milkshake. Now I know, vanilla milkshake. What is that to you? It reminds me of a vanilla milkshake from In-N-Out Burger. Maybe it's my bias towards the West Coast because I've been living in Vegas far too damn long, I don't know, but there is an In-N-Out Burger vanilla milkshake in this cigar on the first third. It maintains that vanilla note as well, moving into the second third where I picked up a lot of walnut, a lot of creamy components, but also a little bit more oak and cedar, some more spice to the actual stick itself. I want everybody to keep in mind, this blend is Jalapa, Nicaraguan Habano on the wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and Honduran filler. So the filler, right, and the binder on this stick being in this format, you get so much wrapper off of this. And I feel like it helps to kind of carry that vanilla along. It's something that when I smoked the larger format at the PCA trade show, I didn't pick up as much as I did in this particular size format. And it's one of the reasons why I chose to feature this particular one on the show, because I feel like Lanceros and cigars that are around the 35 to 37, maybe even 39 or 40 ring gauge, they often get misconstrued a lot as like, oh, well, why am I gonna spend, this is only a $10 stick at the most, but why would I spend, you know, $15 on a Lancero when I can go and get a Toro, or I can go and get a Gordo and a 6x60, right, a really, really big, thick ring gauge? Well, a lot of times you're not getting as much wrapper notes as you do on this cigar. And when something's blended really well and you're able to carry notes like a vanilla milkshake, some walnut, and sunflower seeds, that ends up transferring into a delicious cigar. And although it might not be as long of a smoke, although it might not be as like strong in body of a smoke, this thing has a really long finish to it. The initial one that I smoked never really crossed medium plus medium as far as body, but I'll tell you what, it's enjoyable. For an hour, hour and 15 minutes, you can smoke this cigar, have yourself a wonderful time, sip a highball. I understand most places, it's not 70 degrees outside anymore, or it's not 70 degrees outside yet, like it is in Las Vegas. But I'll tell you what, like as it starts to warm up, as we start to approach spring, this is a fantastic pairing right here. And I think that it's just cool, it's refreshing, it's very easy on the palate. It's a great way to kind of just enjoy cigar and spirit alike. Have yourself a cocktail, whether it's, you know, Toki by itself, or if you enjoy it in a highball like I do. Really, really good. Suntory Toki whiskey you can find for about $33 to $35 a bottle still. Really, really nice expression in the Japanese whiskey category, readily available. It's non-age statement. So for those out there that are all about the 12-year or all about the 17 or 18-year, 21-year Japanese whiskeys out there, hey man, I get it. I totally understand. But if you want to taste Japanese whiskey, you don't want to spend an arm and a leg on it, you're just looking for something on the cheap, this is fantastic. And you can throw it in cocktails like the highball and not feel like you're, you know, treating the whiskey in a certain kind of way. It also makes a great old fashioned at 43% alcohol by volume. As I said before, the Crux Du Connoisseur, number 3, this is like an $8 stick, MSRP. So local brick and mortars, 10 to 12 bucks at the most, and you have yourself a fun hour. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below, as that helps grow the channel and grow the community here at Master Your Ash. Please feel free to reach out on Instagram at Master Your Ash, and I will see you next time for another cigar and highball review.